Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show we like to call Head to Head. This is a topical sports show where we just talk about sports, debate the whole 9 yards. I am here with Mike, Steven, and Miles, and today our topic is the MVP and Rookie of the Year. So I want to start with you, Mike. What is your thoughts on the Rookie of the Year this year?
You know, there's this analogy I heard, I think it works out perfect for this example. Say you have a big science test coming up, all right? And you have a year to prepare for the science test. How do you think you're going to do? Probably going to do pretty good. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, that's kind of what Ben Simmons was given. He had a year for this test, and he got to sit there, go to the practices, learn all the routes, and bam, he came out flawless. So Donovan Mitchell, buddy, I think you should have won it. Sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm in the Donovan Mitchell camp too. I mean, I don't like the idea of giving a redshirt rookie an award. Now, I understand it's the way that the rules are written out, but I firmly believe the NBA should rewrite the rules and change the way it is. And now I know Ben Simmons is not the first one to have this happen where he sits out his full rookie season and then comes in as a true rookie. But, I mean, it's like calling him a true freshman. Like, you know, he redshirted, and there's a lot of speculation that he missed the first half of his rookie year due to injury, sure. Mm-hmm. But then that the Sixers sat him for the second half, you know, to avoid injury or anything else happening. They didn't see it being, you know, worth them putting him back into the game. So he's basically cashing NBA paychecks. He's traveling with an NBA team. He's practicing, learning schemes and plays. That's not a rookie. You've already spent a whole season with an NBA team. You know, there's distractions that come into being an NBA player. You got your family with your hand out. You got to figure out all kinds of stuff like room and board, you know, where you're going to live, condo, apartment, house. You know, all that money comes your way, and you have to deal with that. So to have that after a full year, to be able to relax in what's technically your second season in the league, you know, it's just not fair to guys like Donovan Mitchell or even Tatum, who, you know, they came in, this is their first season. They should have a leg up on the Rookie of the Year discussion. That's just my opinion.
What about you, Miles?
I have to go with my guys over there. My thing is, you can't give a guy a whole year to sit out, basically learn everything, and then you have a guy who's coming straight out of college into the NBAs and putting on a show every night he goes out there. And you have a guy that just sat out, you know, comes in and, you know, he puts on the show too. But he didn't have the chance to, you know, Donovan Mitchell didn't have the chance to warm up. You know, Ben Simmons had that chance. So that's why I have to go with Donovan Mitchell on that.
I'm the only guy sitting here who thinks that the man who won it deserved it, because Ben Simmons, I feel like you guys are undercutting him a little bit. You talked about the decision to sit him out. That wasn't his decision. That was the Phillies. Sorry, not the Phillies. My goodness, the Sixers.
Argument's over.
Argument's over. It doesn't even matter. But Ben Simmons had better stats. He had 11% better field goal percentage. Now, he's not shooting threes like Donovan Mitchell. I understand that. He averaged 16 points, and he averaged 8 assists and 8 rebounds.
In his second year in the NBA.
But that's not his second year, because his first NBA game was the first game of this last season.
I have a question for you, though. If you were to go online right now to Wikipedia and you type in Ben Simmons stats, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to show 16-17 year, and then it's going to show 17 and 18.
It's not going to show that. You can look it up right now, because he did not play a single game. If you don't play a single game, you're not going to have any stats, Captain.
But it will show you when he was drafted.
Before.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when that contract was signed.
It might show when you're drafted, but a definition of a rookie is your first full season with that team. His first full season with that team was this year playing.
And by the letter of the rule, you're absolutely correct. But does that mean that the rule should not be changed?
But at the same time, they both, don't get me wrong, Donovan Mitchell had a great season.
It's hard to not get you wrong
Simmons,
when you're wrong.
Ben Simmons deserved what he got. He had better overall stats. He was arguably the best player on his team for a large portion of the season. And so was Donovan Mitchell. So it goes both ways, but I think they got the right answer, and I'm glad that you guys had different ones than me. So now we can move on to the next topic, which is the MVP. Now, this is a hot topic because both of these players, you could argue, just like the Rookie of the Year, deserved this. But I want to start with you, Miles. Who do you think really deserved MVP?
Robbery. I believe LeBron James deserved that MVP. Statistic-wise, he was better than James Harden throughout the regular season. And even when it came to the playoffs and the biggest stage, James Harden did not come through. Did not show me that he deserved the MVP.
Hey, did LeBron, did he have Chris Paul by chance? No, he didn't. No,
He didn't.
Man.
He didn't. Who did he have?
I can't. He had a lot of different.
He had a supporting cast of nothing.
He had the Lakers G League team and Kevin Love.
Guys, he had Kevin Love. He had Kevin Love. Dude, he's an
was out for
all-star.
concussion.
Kevin Love
He's
out
out for concussion forever.
Had a bad hand.
So, it's easy to look at what Harden did in the postseason because he always chokes. But this is a regular season award, and it is for individual accomplishments. Now, just for the record, I do not care for either of these guys. But I think if this is my only two options, is LeBron and Harden, I'd have to give it to LeBron because he had a better season than Harden did. He played more games, he played more minutes, his usage rate was higher, all that on top of his numbers being better. James Harden wore glasses at night for his acceptance speech. That's just wrong.
We actually have the stats right here. LeBron played 82 games to James Harden's 72. LeBron scored 2,251 points to Harden's 2,191. LeBron out-rebounded him like crazy, 700 to 300. Assists, 750 to 630. Field goal percentage, LeBron had him by 9%. Three-point percentage was the same. Double-doubles, LeBron almost doubled him. So it doesn't really make sense to me that James Harden won it. And I feel like they just gave it to him because they felt bad for him because he's come in second a bunch of times. And to me, that's messed up because LeBron deserved it. He went to the finals with his supporting cast of almost nothing. J.R. Smith is like the third best player on the team, and that does not get you far. And he took them all the way to the finals and almost won a finals game if it wasn't for J.R. Smith. So it's like,
but devil's advocate, again, this is a regular season award. Just because the NBA waited 3 months to have this ridiculous award show, which I don't care for either, but they should have this done, I would say, mid-first round of the playoffs. It's still fresh in your mind, and then you don't take into account what happened in the postseason because that's not supposed to factor into this at all.
And if you do take into account the postseason, it's obvious.
It's obviously
that's how
LeBron.
it used to go, though. They used to do it in the middle of the playoffs.
They did,
Yeah.
and now for ratings purposes and to kind of up the chatter about the NBA when it's kind of hits a lull. They want to do this, and now they're kind of playing with scheduling with the draft and free agency, and they wanted to have this awards show, which, again, is ridiculous, right in between the draft and free agency, just to kind of keep the NBA relevant when it's kind of a quiet time. Right now, only thing going on is baseball, and luckily World Cup because it's, the fourth year. But I just think it's ridiculous to kind of have it this late. It's ridiculous to give it to Harden. I don't like LeBron, but he should have got it for the regular season. And even, another thing that gets overlooked is LeBron basically changed his team at the trade deadline. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
LeBron changed it because he's the GM of that team.
They traded 5 players, I believe, and they got about 5 in return.
And kept them. What did they finish? 3rd in the East.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that right there is a huge accomplishment for LeBron, even though I hate his guts.
So to take away from today, we can all agree here that Ben Simmons deserved Rookie of the Year.
According to the way the rule is written.
Just kidding. I guess 1 out of 3, but he won anyway, so he deserves it. And I'm going to say that we were a unanimous decision that LeBron definitely deserved it more than Harden. This concludes our first episode of Head to Head. I'm your host, Andy Chase, alongside Mike, Steven, and Miles, and we will see you next time.
Go Dubs.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my 3rd year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
Get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it. So
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Stand by, we're going to go to cut one. And cut one. Cross court to Audrey Jones. Audrey for three. It is good! With 1.3 seconds left on the game clock. Audrey Jones with one of the biggest shots ever.
the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.